This is Court.
And this is Ashley, and we are coming at you live from Boston on a Friday night. Can you tell what time it is?
With a lot happening in front of us right now.
Happy hour, if you will.
Happy hour, yes. We're kicking off the weekend to a great start.
Yes, you guys usually see us at 6 a.m. on a work day, and today you're seeing us at 8 p.m. on a Friday.
And I am so excited for this right now.
We thought, what better way to kick off our weekend than with you guys doing a little fall cocktail hour as our pregame before going out.
And you found this recipe, right?
I did. Actually, Joe Man found this recipe.
Ooh,
Joe sent me this on Instagram. Tonight we will be making a pumpkin espresso martini.
We just did a little concoction pre-clicking record. We have this cookie butter flavored almond milk, heavy cream, and pumpkin puree, and a little frother. Yes. We have some Casamigos tequila. We got some Kahlua. We got some ice in a shaker right here. We have some Nespresso, some cinnamon, and it's about to be a really good time.
It is about to be a really good time. So I don't want to knock the creator here in case this turns out terribly. We heavily altered the recipe. Okay. So I'll post it on our Insta so you guys can see the inspo. However, it was vodka, not tequila. Our little mixture here is something very different, but I think it will be good.
Let's get into it. Trying not to spill.
Ooh. That's double espresso, so I think you can just put the whole thing in.
You're right. There's like nothing left anyway.
Yeah.
We need some napkins up in this bitch. Guys.
This is going to be funny.
We're really just doing our own thing here.
Let's see how many shots this gets. Okay, here's one. That was good, wasn't it?
That was good.
So, fun fact, Courtney actually got me this cocktail set because I told her I wanted to start getting into cocktails. This is probably the most cocktail I've ever made. But we're getting started. Ready? Watch this pour.
Wow.
It's the best I've ever done. Usually it drips down the entire side.
Good
job.
I feel like
should we just put the rest of that in or no?
Yeah, we should. I thought we should definitely put 4 shots in.
You know,
but actually,
we're just gonna.
Maybe let's
start there.
Let's start there, yeah. I realize I really haven't had tequila in a while.
Perfect.
And I also had an apple before coming here.
Okay, so I had Dig.
Dig In.
Yeah, Dig In.
I think they've rebranded to Dig, which is confusing.
It's actually disgusting. So anti-rack of the week is Dig.
This whole episode is about to be anti.
We're channeling our negativity in a fun way.
We rarely do this, so when we do, we're about to go all in.
Yes. Okay, so now that we have our mixture here, do you want to shake?
Yeah, let me get all in this microphone. The secret, I'm going to do 2 hands.
Okay.
Is you have to shake until...
You might have to speak after you shake.
You have to... That's a great point.
So the secret is...
So the secret is... Let me shake. So you shake. The secret is you shake until you literally can't feel your hands.
Because your hands get so cold.
That is me in this very moment.
Perfect.
So we're about done.
Okay. All right. And we're pouring the first one. How does the color look? Honestly, dark.
It's because there's no Baileys in it.
But I think that's what the cream's going to do.
Yeah.
That looks really good. Yeah, get all the juices. Now for our...
I'm so scared to see how this froth is gonna... I think that's more than enough.
You think?
Yeah, because there's not much left in there. Ooh. Okay, stop.
Look, oh my God. Left. You know what I'm thinking? I think there's enough in here for a little more.
Uh-oh, what are you thinking?
You know when you get almond milk and it looks chunky in your coffee? No. That's 110% what's going to happen here because we use the almond cookie butter creamer. No. Okay, well, I'm going to put more in mine if you don't want any more.
Well, you can put more in mine too then.
I feel like
it's
they
about
look
to get chunky.
Pretty. Oh.
Just go ahead. Just top her off.
Okay. Just a little pumpkin chunks.
Love it. I am so scared. But why does this look stunning?
Add some cinnamon. Hold on, I want a picture.
A little
of this.
cinnamon.
Okay. Guys, I think it looks pretty good. I don't know what you think, but
hold it up. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm going to have a cinnamon stash this entire episode. As pretty as as pretty as the froth is, I think we have to mix.
Let me fix that for you. It's not really good.
It's exactly what you said, Ashley. It's literally... Pro tip, don't use almond milk, whatever you do.
You don't want chunks in your espresso martini. Okay. Honestly, that swirl looks good.
It does. It looks like a cinnamon roll on top.
I have so much cinnamon in this. There are cinnamon chunks.
It's the cinnamon challenge. You're gonna fucking... I'm trying to poison you. I don't remember the last time I laughed this hard.
Cheers to round 2.
Hopefully the sip is better, more tolerable. It's not bad.
That's better. That's actually a lot better. It's still strong.
Ooh. You know what I like to think? Like, if I received this at a bar, what would I do? I'd like it.
You would send it back.
No, I would like it, I think.
Can I just get a little touch more?
A little, maybe a side cart of Baileys, please.
No, I think you're right. If this came at a bar, we would like it.
I'm not really tasting the pumpkin.
No. I think we needed more pumpkin. But it was getting a little chonky. Chonky.
The chonks were sitting to the sides.
And I think they got plopped in your drink.
Yeah. So we just had a laughing, crying attack because these espresso martinis took us by surprise.
Yeah. It was an experience for sure.
Yeah.
We hope you guys enjoyed that as much as you will maybe leave in of that. Yeah. All to say, we would give this, what would you rate our pumpkin espresso martini?
I would rate it a 6.8.
A 6.8. Okay. I would say
if it was advertised as a pumpkin martini, I'd rate it a 6.8 because I'm not getting enough pumpkin.
I would have to agree with you. I'm going with, a 6 out of 10 for the physical drink, 9 out of 10 for the vibes it brought.
Yeah.
Because that was a good laugh I just had.
Yes. And I think, what goes best with this toast is a roast.
That's right. You heard Courtney correctly. Today we're going to be doing a bit of a best friend roast.
I'm scared.
I'm also slightly scared. So this idea came to me when I was in the shower the other day, and I was being extremely rude to Joe.
Oh.
But I knew I was being rude. I was just giving attitude that had no reason to be given. And I was like, Ashley, why do we do this? Like, I know Joe's actually, not enjoying this. But I can't stop. It's something I can't stop doing. And I recognize it's not the best thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, a toxic trait, if you will. And then I was like, oh my God, what better? How funny is this? Maybe Courtney and I can discuss our toxic traits. Because everybody has them.
Mm-hmm.
You have them. Your partner has them. Your best friend has them.
We all have them.
And they're kind of funny.
Yeah.
So
she texted me, and I immediately was like, well, this is interesting. But what would make it more interesting is if we roasted each other and told each other what our toxic traits were.
And this was an immediate response on Courtney's part. So I was like, wow, Court clearly has some shit to be talked about me. She was jumping the gun. I was proposing, we each come up with some self-reflection. No, Courtney's like, oh my God, it would be so funny if we just roast each other. I was like, really? I thought maybe you'd have like a really hard time coming up with something for me.
Honestly, I did. When I was going through it, I was coming up with way more things for myself than I was for you. And I also noticed something else, which I identified a toxic trait as I was trying to come up with the ones for you.
Yes.
That I really have a way of spinning any moment into a positive one. I was like, Ashley is blank. But that could be positive. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why does my brain just do this?
That is a toxic trait that's the number one toxic trait you want your best friend to have.
That's so true.
Have you seen those videos where it's like, talking to your best friend and you're like, yeah, so I killed somebody. And they're like, yeah, but they so deserve it. Like, they just justify everything you do because they're always on your side.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. As we do with every topic, we're going to give you the definition of what we're going to be talking about. So a toxic trait to us is a trait that we know that we have. It's not our best trait. It might not be something that we're proud of, but it's not bad enough for us to want to change it. It's something we've come to terms with. And it's something we could poke fun at, if you will. It's something you could also work on. You could also pose that toxic trait as a goal and spin it into a positive. But, like, it's really not that deep, so it's not something that you really need to change in your life.
Yeah. Like you said, it's probably not your best trait, but there's so many other things to work on that are more important that you just kind of let that one stay.
You're like, this is who I am. This is a part of my identity.
Yeah.
This is my beige flag. Mm-hmm. Some people will love me for it. Some people will hate me for it. And that's okay. And I don't care.
Nope.
We're not for everybody.
We are not for everybody.
Do you want to start?
No.
I also don't want to start. Go in hard, Ash.
I don't know which one
I want. Give me your worst. Meanwhile, I'm like shaking. Why do you hate me? Have you been holding this in for so long?
Okay, guys, that's the other thing is we've never had a fight, right?
I don't think so. Nothing memorable.
Knock on wood. Hold on.
Knocking on the head.
Yeah, knocking on wood, but Court and I haven't really gotten into tiffs or anything.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything, I would never roast you or hurt your feeling.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Do me in.
Okay, I'm just going to start with a nice, easy one, to get us going. Courtney's first toxic trait is she is chronically late.
Yeah.
Never on time.
Mm-hmm.
For example, this evening, Joe and I were enjoying our dig and waiting for you to come. And I was like, okay, I'm going to eat dinner. I still have to do my makeup. I still have to set up for the podcast. There's plenty of things to do. And I'm like, okay, Courtney's coming over soon. And Joe was like, oh, what time is she going to be here? And I was like, 6 p.m. He looks at the phone, and it's 6:20. Like, he would burst out laughing. And I was like, this is exactly what I mean. But it's expected. You know, like, it's
people
part of the brand. If I need Courtney to be there on time, I'll tell her an hour in advance.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of nice because I always have a buffer period.
Mm.
However, because I do give you so much shit about being late, or I don't really give you that much shit. Yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah, you give it to me when I need it.
Yeah. I will not be late with you. Very rarely. Like, if I am even 1 minute late with you, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going back on my word. Like, I cannot shit on Courtney because I'm 60 seconds late. Even though that's technically on time for you. Like, that's very on time for you. You probably wouldn't think of anything, but maybe because I say things all the time, like, Courtney,
you have to practice what you preach.
Exactly.
So can we talk about this morning? Because that was a really proud moment for me.
I mean, that wasn't because I was late. I know. Yes. So I text Courtney last night, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we've been talking about how we want to just do an Equinox class. Yeah. Even if it's once a week together. Yeah. We go to the same gym. Why are we not
There's no reason not to.
Exactly. So I'm like, oh my God, there's a Bala Bangle Bar Burn class. Bala Bangle Bar Burn. I love saying it.
Bala Bangle Bar Burn.
Say it 3 times fast.
I genuinely can't Bala Bangle Bar Burn. How do you do that?
Bala Bangle Bar Burn. Bala Bangle Bar Burn.
Bala Bangle Bar Burn.
Ooh, that was good.
Bala Bangle I can't. Next.
So I text Courtney. I'm like, listen, let's go to this class. She's like, oh my God, perfect. Works for me. And it's not till 7:20, which is a later time. Usually the 6:30 classes are all I can go to. But it's Friday. I'm like, okay, perfect. No problem. I all of a sudden wake up, I look at my phone, and it is 7:10 or 7:08. Mm-hmm. I simply can't get there in 12 minutes. I haven't even gotten out of bed, brushed my teeth, nothing. So I'm like, oh my God, wake Joe up. And I'm so mad because I had like 6 alarms go off before that because my hatch starts at 5:45 a.m. Mm-hmm. So it went off. I snoozed it. Then my regular one wakes me up at 6:05. So I woke up there, and then I don't know what happened. I must have just fallen back asleep. I actually think I had another one set for 6:30 because I was like, perfect, I'm going to prep the episode for editing. No, I must have fallen back asleep. I woke up, and I was like, oh, my God, Courtney's going to be waiting for me in this class, and I can't make it. So I called her, and I was like, Courtney, I literally just woke up. Like, I'm not going to be there.
And that just, I don't know, it made me feel good because that's typically me. You know?
Yes. I don't think you'd ever miss anything. But yes, I understand.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was like, you know what? She's a human too. Because on the flip side, I'm deathly scared of you. In those moments where we need to be somewhere together, I'm like, oh my God, Ashley's waiting for me. Oh my God. So we balance each other out for sure.
For sure. And I think that's good because imagine if we were both so like anal about like the timing, and then imagine if we were both so nonchalant.
Exactly.
It kind of all works out. But yeah, that was a very humiliating moment for me this morning, and I actually meant to bring that up on the podcast, so I'm glad we discussed it. I was so mad this morning. Aww. I was like, oh my goodness.
It's all right. Next week we'll go to a class together. You were missed though. My first one for you.
Ooh, I'm sweating.
It's nothing you don't already know. You are the most dramatic human being I've ever witnessed. And by that, I mean extra. In the outfits that you wear, in the emotion that you have, in what you bring to, like, relationships and stuff, you know, like, just, you're saying you're just, like, arguing with Joe for no reason at all when you were in the shower. And, you know, it was hard for me to, like, even just say that toxic trait because it's also something that I love about you.
I feel like that's my bread and butter.
It is your bread and butter. That's what you're known for.
Yeah.
If anyone that knows you more than just having listened to a podcast episode, like, that is what you are known for.
I would have to agree. This really started back in middle school, high school. I was a cheerleader, so I just was always so extra, like Spirit Week. I was decked out. Like, I always took everything to the extreme.
To the extreme.
And, you know, I've thought about it a lot. I've done a lot of introspective work there, and it's actually something I never want to change.
Perfect.
Yeah. But it can for sure be a toxic trait. Yeah.
Well, like, if you get worked up in, like, an argument with Joe, I think last episode we talked about the fish scent in the apartment. You know, you call me, you're like, so I think I need to break up with Joe. And I'm like, Ashley, come on now. And I'm just so desensitized to your drama that when you say things, I just know that it's like whatever you're saying, it's like actually 10 levels beneath that. So it could potentially be really dangerous at a point. You know?
I know. I think you said something earlier. It's kind of like the
boy who cried wolf. Yeah.
Yes. Not really. That's the one negative portion of that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I am being for real. And people can't tell when I'm just being extra or when I'm being for real. So I try to say, you know, when I'm in my dramatic moments, I try to really identify that by, I'm just being dramatic right now, and then I proceed. But yeah, it's a good one. Okay, next one.
Should we cheers before the next?
Yeah, we should. Cheers, we made it through the first round.
Perfect. Round 2.
Kicking it up a notch.
Ooh. That looks like a really long list over there.
These are half mine.
Interesting.
The second toxic trait that Courtney has is she is never in the wrong. It's all like the universe around her. For example, I'm giving a very specific example that happened recently. We were driving. I almost never drive with Courtney. I feel like I'm very rarely in the car with you. Or since, you know, that started way back in the day. I feel like I was always the driver.
Because you're a control freak.
Yeah.
That's one of the other toxic traits.
So we're driving, and all of a sudden, I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if Court had to, like, slam on the brakes because there was, like, a person coming out, or it was probably something along those lines. And she was like, oh my God, like that person was just in the middle of the road. Like that was crazy. In my head, I'm like, well, they were just kind of like on the sidewalk actually.
No, that's what happened the second time. The first time there was like a car stopped.
Okay.
With like its hazards on or something in a really inconvenient spot.
Okay, maybe that's what happened. But anyways, all to say, I kind of let it go the first round. And I was like, okay, well, actually, Courtney, you know, like the light, there was a car there, the light was turning yellow. Like, you kind of ran through that one. But I'm like, yeah, that person was in the wrong for sure. And we just let it go. Literally less than 60 seconds later, I think maybe that was the person. Yeah. Like, a person started to, like, walk. And she's like, Jesus, that person's in the middle of the road. And I'm like, Courtney, that was literally like a crosswalk. Like they were going.
It really was.
Like, and I'm pretty sure you said something along the lines of like, oh, I don't know, like what is wrong with people today? Like, goodness. And I'm like, I had to say something. I was like, Court, that was like a crosswalk. Like you were in the wrong. Like they actually weren't in the middle of the road at all. Like that was fully all you. And I think that plays into, you know, the universe. Actually, that might even be a whole separate one.
Yeah. I would agree with that in those like random life moments that happen.
Yes.
I would disagree in the sense that like in bigger things, like in relationships and stuff, like I would always take responsibility. But if it's a stranger or something and it's inconveniencing my day, yeah, that's definitely their fault.
I'm talking about like the minor inconveniences in the day.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really entertaining. I personally like it. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, fuck that person. Everyone else is in the wrong. This is my world. I'm just living in it. Or everyone else is just living in it.
Yeah. In those cases. I said that to Matt earlier. I was like, Ashley said, because I was trying to give him examples.
Yeah.
Because I told him that we were going to be roasting each other. He's like, really? You want to do that? And I was like, well, yeah. Like, we were talking about the idea and we were like, laughing our asses off. Like, it's lighthearted and funny. And he was like, well, give me an example. And I told him that one.
Yeah.
And he was like, I actually just don't think that's true at all. Like, I don't think that you blame other people, like, for whatever. And I was like, just, you know, I shouldn't even be talking about this with
He's
you.
thinking about it too deeply.
He's thinking about it too deeply. I'm like, that's just, like, it's more, like, surface level day to day. Like, relax.
Like the little things.
Yeah.
Yes.
But when he dropped me off, and he was like, play nice. I'm like, I was like, Matt. I really
love that he's looking out for us, though.
I know. He's like, I can't believe I shouldn't do that. I'm like, it's really not that deep.
Okay, and then a two-parter there. I think you actually mentioned this earlier. Similar to, like, the universe is just, like, going wrong is, like, the angel numbers.
Oh, yeah.
That you truly, like, rely on, like, the angels in the universe. Mm-hmm. And I think they go hand in hand in the sense that, like, no, like, the universe was just, like, really telling me, like, this was totally a sign. Mm-hmm. And you will just pick it up, twist it in a way that you want it to, like, it works in the situation. It's like, no, it's telling me I have to do this. Like, it just makes sense. Like, why else would this happen? Like, I literally saw this angel number, and listen, I think it's Delulu, but I am 110% on board. I now pour out angel numbers to everybody, everywhere I go. Court got me on the train. And it's kind of fun.
I love it. It makes life more enjoyable.
So much more enjoyable.
You just spin a positive twist. Could it be toxic positivity? No. Well, some people say that. Maybe. Is it? No. I could just make life work in my favor and in my mind and be at peace with things.
And
like,
it kind of helps
I'm going to do it, you know?
It helps you come to the decisions.
Yeah, it does. It's like, well, I know this is really happening in my life right now, and this is really bad. But I saw 222 50 times today, and that means that I'm on my, like, life's path and things are falling into place. So just trust the process. Legit conversations that happen in my mind.
No, literally. And my favorite is when it's just, like, a tiny bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit too far of a stretch. We're like, no, but then this, hold on, stay with me here. And, like, this is what happened. I wish I had a better example, but you do it all the time, and I just love it. I'm like, I kind of love that perspective.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love that you love my toxicity.
Yeah.
Ashley's second toxic trait. Is it only the second?
Yeah.
Whew.
I know.
A lot of tangents.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley's second toxic trait is speaking things into existence that are just so false. You create these narratives for yourself that are like, oh my God, I have such bad social anxiety. I have no idea how to talk to people. Or, oh my God, like, I never remember people's names. And then you speak it into existence and you let the negativity whatever it is that you don't want, that you say, oh shit, I do this, then you let it trickle into your life.
This is straight facts. Like, this is a therapy session. This is actually probably not our definition of a toxic trait in the sense that that's probably the number one thing I work on. You know, it's tough out there when you get in your head and you just can't talk. And the other thing is, I knew I was going to speak it into existence, because how do I have social anxiety when people that have known me forever would say I'm the most social person they know? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Everyone at work, Ashley, you don't like networking? You seem like you would love it because you're so good at talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Am I? I don't know.
But you know how I would turn that into a positive one?
Yeah.
You can do whatever you say to yourself. Because you speak negative things into your life, but then you also can put whatever you want in your mind and speak that into existence.
Love that. Thanks.
You're welcome. We're empowering each other to do better.
This is good. Honestly, I'm going to stop doing that. And I think I've been a little bit better, but for 100%. Sure. That's for sure something, it's a rough one.
Yeah, because you just get in your head when you don't need to be. Mm-hmm. But everyone does that. Like, I do that with certain things too.
Yeah.
But it's something that if you're aware of, you can work on for the better.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
This one's probably one of my favorite things. Courtney's third toxic trait. She had this little nickname back in college, and we used to call her Files. This woman, she gets your first name and maybe that you have brown hair. She will know your entire family. She'll know where you live. She'll know your relationship status. She'll know the person you had a one-night stand with last night. She'll know your deep inner thoughts. She will know everything about a human. Detective immediately. Like, we meet somebody out, she knows everything. And I know this is a common girl thing. You know, everyone's like, women should be in the FBI. Like, hire these girls out here. Like, they'll be able to find everything. I just don't really, I don't know why I don't do that as much. So when I met you and I realized you have this special ability, I'm like, wow. And the only reason I classify this as toxic is because you learn everything about somebody before they have a chance to present it to you.
That's so true. That's a good one. I did not think you were going to say that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where it stems from, to be honest with you. But when you said that, an immediate core memory came to my mind. I'm like outing myself right now. This is going to be quite interesting. But like, this is 15-year-old me, so please do not judge me for this to this day.
No judgment. This is a judgment-free zone.
Are we Planet Fitness?
Yeah.
Back in the day, I was obsessed with a man named Austin Mahone.
Oh, we're doing full names.
This is a celebrity.
Never mind.
But he was like, he got famous on Vine. Mm-hmm. And then he was a wannabe Justin Bieber that never really blew up. Sorry, Austin, if you come across this episode.
I'm sure he's here.
And I learned that he moved to South Florida. And I just stalked the background of his videos until I found out the building that he lived in. I couldn't drive yet, so I convinced my mom to have a beach day on the public beach that was outside of this man's condo. And I brought some friends with me, so it wouldn't just be like me and my mom, but my mom was with me because I was like not like of age to be by myself yet. Maybe I was like 14 or something.
Yeah.
And we had a beach day.
Did you see him?
Yeah.
You saw him?
I literally saw him.
Oh my God.
I saw him. And like my goal was to like become, you know, his girlfriend or something.
Right. Of
course.
course.
I actually met his best friend and like still keep in touch with him to this day, but was never interested in him, was just trying to use him as a way to get to Austin.
Wow.
And that is scary. And that stems back from childhood. God only knows what.
You know what? Like, you got what you were looking for in a way. Like, you fully saw the man, so that those behaviors really paid off. You're like, well, it works, so why wouldn't I do it?
And this is not to say that this is how I currently operate in my life. Like, if I see something, I get it. That's not the worst thing. No. I don't stalk people. I'll come outright and say that. But yeah, I've been detective files, been able to find whatever I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And that's done me for the good and the bad, Like, I've fully found out that past boyfriends have cheated on me through detective work. Like, it comes in handy.
Absolutely.
It comes in handy.
Absolutely.
But that is so freaking funny. I haven't thought about that in a really long time. I also have a picture with him. But a picture not from that day. I happened to actually, because I knew where he lived, so I just, go to the beach and around that area. And I ran into him one day, and I have a photo with him.
Oh, my God.
I'll post it on this story when we release this episode.
I would love that so much.
Yeah. Do we cheers? Are you done?
Almost.
Oh, no. Third toxic trait of Ashley Paul's. You're really impulsive. And by that, I mean you'll get a thought in your head and you'll take action on it immediately, maybe without thinking. For example, booking a flight when you're out at a bar the second that you have an idea for a trip. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And, booking a trip for St. Patrick's Day to see the Green River, but, because you didn't do research, the river wasn't green because you impulsively did it.
Because it all works out for me.
A toxic trait is... No, that's not a toxic trait. But you're super impulsive, and I think that comes from, your Gemini in you. It's you'll feel one way, you'll feel the next, and, you'll just do things that I'm just wait, did you really just do that?
That's true. That's true. I definitely enjoy booking flights at bars.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fun example.
Yeah. If I see that, I need to get my hair done,
yeah,
I will go get it done tomorrow, immediately. If I decide, I think maybe I want bangs,
you'll go do it.
I will get the bangs tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have no patience, I think is what it comes down to.
Yep.
And I'm as soon as I want something or I think of something and I think it's a good idea, I will act on it immediately.
Yeah. No, it's true. But that also works out, which is what it was happening every time I was putting something down for you. I'm that's also nice because she gets shit done.
Totally.
Yeah.
I do get
double-edged sword.
Yeah. That's a fun one. It's a different one. Yeah. I don't really know if I have much of a comment to it.
It's just true.
Yeah. It's just facts.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me just rattle off a couple more because we're coming to the close and my drink's almost empty. Another toxic trait of Courtney's. She cannot multitask. But the toxic part of it is you truly believe you can multitask. I think you constantly pick up, yes, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. We will fully have our little business meetings. She'll be like, oh my God, yes, I had this idea. Hold on, it's in my notes somewhere. The next thing she shows me is somebody getting engaged on Instagram. She's like, oh my God, look at this. Did you just see this? I'm like, how did we get to Instagram?
Easily distracted.
I'm
a squirrel. I have undiagnosed ADD, ADHD.
Oh no, 100%.
It's so bad.
Another thing I love about you, it's just kind of cute and funny. I'm like, oh, Court.
I'm like a squirrel. It's the freaking dog in Up. It's squirrel.
Yes. And I will say it's probably where you get a lot of your really good ideas, though, because we'll be talking about something, you're like, oh my God, and this brand did something recently.
Yeah.
Then she'll go to the brand, and then she'll click on somebody else, and then they did a collab with somebody else. You're like, wait, look what I just found. And I'm like, how the hell did you just get there? But I like it. Yeah. But I do like it. It's just we are all over the place here. Mm-hmm. Toxic trait, but entertaining.
Yeah. I say yes to everything. That's the thing. I'm very eager. I get excited. I'm passionate about everything. And then one day I'll wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I am so stressed. I'm spread so thin.
Yeah. That's a constant cycle for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And the issue is I love to be busy.
Right.
I really don't like sitting still.
And you love opportunity. Why you don't ever want to let a good opportunity pass you by.
Exactly.
And that's why you have such a good network.
Yeah, and that's why I have a good life too.
Exactly.
That's why I have experiences. A good life. I know. We're both good at that.
Oh, I was thinking because of you.
Oh.
You, all of these things that you say yes to and the people you meet and the places you get to go, I benefit.
True.
I'm You know how there's always like one celebrity? Take Alex Cooper, for example. Her best friend Lauren.
Yep.
Like, she gets to go with her, like, tag along, like, meet these people. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. I want to be the plus one. I want to be the best friend.
I got you. Mm-hmm. We have some Celtics tickets coming our way. Now the season's about to start. I'll hook it up to the best of my ability.
I love that.
But yeah, and I also love that you're my plus one. I think that's so fun. Like, the second I get any sort of opportunity, I'm like, who should I bring? I don't even think of Matt. I'm like, Ashley.
Yeah.
Ashley.
I love that for me, too.
Yeah. Should I rapid fire for you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to say you're codependent, but you can't be alone.
I was expecting you to say this one. I'm surprised this one didn't come up
always
sooner.
with Joe. That's what I was going to say instead of the impulsive one. I was in between the two. I have more examples for this one, so I should have said it, but whatever.
Whatever you just said was not words.
The tequila's hitting.
Wait, Court also gets the worst word slurring whenever you drink. Yeah. It is so funny. But it is like, oh, I know you're drunk immediately.
I know. But it doesn't even have to be that I'm drunk. The second I drink half of a beer or something.
Yeah, your motor skills are just...
Because a toxic trait of mine is one of the many. I am very carefree and, like, lazy when it comes to certain things.
Okay.
And I'm very relaxed. Like, you know how I'll just be walking and all of a sudden, like, a freaking phone will fly across the room and I'm just very clumsy. It comes down to, like, I'll shuffle my feet on the ground instead of picking them up.
Yeah.
Like, in day-to-day activities, I want to put in the least amount of effort as possible. And
honestly, a hack for saving your energy.
I actually cannot. With this episode, everything we're saying is toxic trait. We're turning it around to be positive. And it is the best thing ever. Where was I going with this? That was a tangent. I didn't want to actually go into that.
Well, it's kind of good that you went into it, though. I'm just going to say my very last one for you.
Okay.
And I didn't think you could help this, but the way you just kind of introed it, maybe you could. Courtney is the most clumsy person I know. Like, you guys even saw it earlier. Like, somehow the cinnamon spilled, like, all over the table. Like,
that was not my fault.
I don't know.
That wasn't my fault. I took it out and then it just like exploded.
There's always a spillage. There's always a stain on the shirt.
There's always a stain on the shirt.
A dropping of the phone, a dropping of something. You and Joe are both very dropsy. Like, it's just clumsy in general. Mm-hmm. The big brick sandals, like the rolling of the ankle, and like I just feel like there's something with the balance and maybe you're right. It's just the least amount of effort possible.
Yeah. I have not severely injured myself, though, knock on wood.
Yes. Me also, knock on wood.
Like, that is surprising to me because of how clumsy I am.
Yeah.
So I said can't be alone, but I didn't actually explain it.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
You just don't enjoy it. Like, you're always with Joe, which is fine. Like, I'm always with Matt. But the second you're not with Joe, like, you're like, who can I call? What podcast can I listen to? What music? Even when you were single, there's always something happening to, like, stimulate your mind or someone to be with.
Yeah.
And that's something you know, too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's, like, probably my number one toxic trait is I hate being alone.
Yeah.
Not that I don't have fun being alone, but I just truly think I'm a true extrovert. I get my energy from others. So when I'm just by myself, I'm like, who can I talk to? That's why I think I really missed the mark in starting a YouTube channel. So I could just talk to myself.
It's so true.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're chatty.
Yeah.
And then my final one is your really, really, really high confidence sometimes.
In what ways?
I called you earlier today. I'm like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure we're going to get on the mics and roast each other? And your response was, well, I have no idea what you could even say to roast me. I'm literally perfect. 100% serious. 100%
that was
serious.
So satire. But also, like, I don't know. I couldn't think of anything. So I don't really know.
And that's honestly admirable.
It honestly doesn't help, though, because I asked Joe. He's supposed to be so honest with me. I'm like, Joe, okay, like, what could Courtney possibly say about me? I mean, I don't know. I'm like, well, what would you say my toxic traits are? It's like, thing. Like, you're perfect.
Exactly.
I call my dad. Hi, princess. I'm so
It all
proud of you.
stems
You
from-
are so perfect. Like, sorry, it's all I've been told. How else am I supposed to act? You're over here twisting all my negatives to a positive. I have nobody to humble me. Not an invitation. I'm here to be humbled. Keep those thoughts to yourself. Thank you.
I'm not okay. And with that, I think that concludes our roast. Ashley's done with her drink. Let me chug mine quick.
That was my last sip.
And the pumpkin chunks in the end.
Not the pumpkin chunks.
And the cinnamon mustache.
So we made it through our
Yeah,
roast.
we did.
How
It
do you
was kind
feel?
of chill.
You feel okay?
Oh, I feel 100% fine. I feel like nothing was said that we didn't already know about ourselves.
I agree. Yeah.
But it is kind of fun to poke fun.
Yeah. I think that it's a sign of a healthy relationship.
Oh, it 100% is.
Yeah.
And like genuinely, that was a struggle to come up with things, and it wasn't even like mean.
Yeah, exactly.
You
know?
No.
They're playful things that we joke about all the time with. So this is your sign. Roast your friends. I don't know. Think of what are your toxic traits? Let us know. What toxic traits do we have that you guys have noticed?
True.
That we didn't say. Only if they're fun and silly. Okay, so with that, let us know if you tried these delicious,
nutritious
espresso martinis, and more cocktail hours to come.
Yep. Thank you guys for listening.
If you enjoyed this this evening's entertainment, please leave us a 5-star review.
Yep. That's
Leave
actually
some
been helping.
feedback.
We've gotten a bunch of reviews and ratings since. Except I checked on our Apple Podcast review the other day. No bueno.
Did somebody rate us poorly?
We have 4.6 stars, but it's only out of it's not as nearly as much as
Spotify.
But yeah, being files that I am, I looked at every single podcast that I listened to, and I compared their Spotify to Apple Podcast, and
they're always low. Yeah,
Spotify's always way better.
Yeah.
So I'm really not too worried, but if you could help us out and give us 5 stars, that'd be greatly appreciated.
And with that, we will talk to you next week.
Ew.
Bye.